Hi guys, welcome to Sound of Manchester. My name is Anurag, and today with us we have Prathamesh Palshikar supporting Manchester United, and we have Akshay Kadam who was on the victorious end at the other on the other day. Chelsea won 3-1 in the FA Cup semi-final at the Wembley. It was a disastrous performance to say the least from Manchester United. Perhaps a lot bad than the previous defeat that United faced. That was at Burnley at the Old Trafford. I think United played better that day than they did yesterday. Although we did get that one goal, courtesy Callum Hudson-Odoi's one brain fade moment. I think he unnecessarily lunged into a tackle where he
Yeah,
shouldn't have, and we got that one goal. Otherwise, it would have been 3-0. Nevertheless, it was a comprehensive win for Frank Lampard, who tactically was definitely on the better side. So, moving to you guys, Akshay, what did you make of the performance yesterday?
I think I predicted this one because I thought the fatigue will play a major role in this one because Manchester United were playing a game after 48 hours, I guess. That's right? 48 hours.
yeah,
Yep.
So after that,
And Chelsea had 48 hours extra I mean, just
yeah,
to rest.
yeah. So I thought that would have played a major part, and Frank Lampard rested Mason Mount, who played a major part yesterday. So that was a important part. Like resting players is an important thing, and I think Frank Lampard is doing it well. He's rotating the squad. That's where I think Ole hasn't been able to do that because of lack of squad depth. That could be a issue, but I think it was a good win for us. It should be a good confidence builder.
Yeah, it definitely must be because now Frank Lampard and Mikel Arteta, two newbies in in British management, now they'll be fighting it for a trophy in their first season. That should be something interesting. And had
Yeah,
even Ole Gunnar Solskjaer won, that would have been a first time for him as well. So that's great
yeah.
signs. English football is moving in new direction. Prathamesh Palshikar, Manchester United didn't move in any good direction yesterday.
Manchester United was suicidal yesterday, to be honest.
Yeah,
That was the only
yeah,
direction they moved in. I think, I mean, you can rotate the squad, but United do not have the squad to rotate, to be honest. Uh, and the biggest blunder, I think we obviously saw David De Gea make blunders yesterday, Harry Maguire make blunders yesterday. But I think the biggest blunder was a tactical blunder to start with. I mean, playing three at the back against Chelsea doesn't make sense at all because once you match their formation, Lampard's team know how to tactically outwit their opponents. We did win playing three at the back at Stamford Bridge in the cup before. But to be honest, we all know if it wasn't for that Marcus Rashford free kick, United wouldn't have won that day. So
true.
that day United were lucky, which is why they won the game, and you could see that pretty much coming once you saw the back three or back five, whatever that was. And the biggest issue in that was also we were trying to play out from the back, which is not our strengths. Chelsea were pressing us the same way Southampton did, and we lost the ball quite a few times. We started playing slightly better when we shifted to a back four, but I don't think even. But I think the game was done by then. When we shifted to a back four, it was halftime. Chelsea scored the first goal, and then in the second half they scored a very early second goal, and then I think the game was done by then. So we didn't stand really a good chance after that. But I think overall it was a disastrous performance. I think the only person who put a little bit into the game, who actually, I mean, it's shocking for me to say this, but I think De Gea was the only person who looked slightly interested in getting something out of the game because he had made two blunders. Other than that, I don't think anyone was really into the game, giving the 100%. Obviously, 48 hours played a major role, and also if you could see the scheduling now, Chelsea play after us now, so we play West Ham first and then they play a couple of hours later
Liverpool.
against Liverpool. So I think scheduling has been an issue, but if we want to become a top team, that is not something that we can really contemplate on. We have to perform no matter when we have to play the games. We have to build a better squad, and I think we saw that from yesterday that there are a lot of holes yet in this team that need to be filled before this can be a regular top four team, let alone a regular title contending team.
Yeah, that's very much true. I think one of the problems that United have is they don't have press resistant players. I mean, there is Harry Maguire, especially when we are trying to play from the back. There is Matic who can hold the ball like incredibly solidly. I think Chelsea fans know it, United fans know it.
yeah,
He's done it
he
so
is really good.
magnificently over the years. He's an absolute beast on the ball. And then we have Paul Pogba who can do it to a very great extent. almost as much as Nemanja Matic, and that's it. We don't have any other press resistant player, not even Bruno Fernandes, not Harry Maguire, not I think Lindelof is slightly better, but
Yeah.
mostly we don't have players who are press resistant, and that doesn't work when you want to play from the back. So that is where I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to buy some players, or else he has to change that style, because that is going to put United in more trouble in the coming days. So coming to the game, we saw some very uh, intriguing moments. The first goal was scored in the 57th minute of the first half, and the second goal was scored in the 47th minute of the game. So that was a very hilarious thing that happened yesterday. But
Yeah,
unfortunately, Eric Bailey
injury.
was hospitalized, and hopefully he's doing fine.
Yeah.
Uh, Akshay, where do you think the game really changed into Chelsea's favor?
Uh, like Prathamesh said, the major blunder was in the tactical thing, because tactically, Frank Lampard knew what was coming, what strengths Manchester United have, how they play. Like we have lost against you guys 3 times. So I think after 3 games, Frank Lampard must have studied a bit more. So he was prepared to what extent we have to press and to where are the pressing areas. I think pressing the defense was an important part of his game plan. So I think that helped a lot, and which was a like major, uh, I would say, a turning point where Manchester United were giving a lot of ball away, and that's where we created majority of our chances. We didn't convert all of our chances, but that's where we converted. We got a lot of our chances.
Yeah, that's true. And if actually, a lot of Liverpool fans keep saying Steven Gerrard kissing the camera at the Old Trafford in 2009, that was one of the great moments of his career. But having said that, United went on to win the league title that season. Although Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got 3 wins against Lampard, if Lampard goes on to win the FA Cup, I think that three will be equal to this one. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, coming back to Prathamesh, yes, fatigue did play a big part. Yes, there were some tactical blunders, but was the manager only is the manager the only person to be blamed for yesterday's performance?
No, the managers can never be the only person to be blamed when you make such a disastrous performance, because at the end of the day, you have to consider that Ole has a very limited squad to play with. A limited squad quality wise. We have a big squad, but quality wise, it's definitely not there. We probably have only 12 players or 13 players who are good enough to play in the first 11. And then you have to rotate. And it doesn't matter who is on the pitch, the player has to give their 100%, which wasn't the thing yesterday. As I said before, I think David De Gea was the only person who put a little bit more into the game after he made those 2 blunders, because he wanted to redeem himself, which he probably did not do, but he tried his best of making a couple of good saves. And I think apart from that, I don't think anyone, I mean, you see a lot of effort usually in the game from Bruno Fernandes. You see a lot of up and down box to box midfield play from Nemanja Matic. You didn't see that yesterday. You didn't see, uh, I think even Aaron Wan-Bissaka wasn't good enough yesterday. Brandon Williams was good. His energy was good. He gave whatever he could, but again, that didn't materialize. I don't think he was that, the quality was missing from him. The effort was there, the quality was missing from him. And you saw Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof were making very rash decisions in defense. I don't think they were good enough yesterday at all. They were toying too much on the ball. Once you realize that you're going to get pressed that much in a game, I think it takes hardly 5 minutes to realize that you're going to get pressed for 90 minutes in the game. And then probably you could have done something better. And that is where I think Ole would rather failed. You can always make a tactical blunder. There's nothing wrong in that. It happens. It is football. It is a human game. It happens. But once you realize you're making a mistake, you need to change that, which didn't happen yesterday. I think Ole stuck to the same tactics until he was forced to change due to Eric Bailly. When Martial came on, I don't think things changed. We still tried to play out from the back, which didn't work out, rather than trying to play higher up the pitch, rather than trying to win the first ball, win the second ball, and then play off that. Because once you saw that United won the first ball high up the pitch and won the second ball, they were slightly better on the ball. I don't think they were good, but they were slightly better on the ball. The tiredness definitely played a huge role, but I feel both the manager and the players are equally to be blamed for this. David De Gea make probably one blunder and one huge blunder. So in that way, I think De Gea is responsible. I won't say that he's not. Harry Maguire is equally responsible because he gave the ball away in such unwanted places. I don't think that was required at all. If as it said, when in doubt, put it out. He didn't do that. So he didn't do that. He was just toying with the ball for no reason. And I think our back five was disastrous yesterday. And I said this in the preview that United have been conceding a lot of chances, but they haven't been materialized. They were materialized yesterday, and we saw what can happen. So I think blame the manager, blame the player doesn't matter unless they take it to themselves and put out a good performance next time out.
Yeah, and another brief point I wanted to ask both of you. So both the keepers of Chelsea and Manchester United, they are Spain national teams number one and number two. And right now, David De Gea or Kepa, they haven't been up to the mark. I mean, yes, David De Gea has had a more horrible season, but even Kepa hasn't been up to the mark. To be honest,
No,
his
actually,
positioning
I
hasn't
think
been good.
it's the other way around. Anurag, I think it's the other way around. Kepa had the worst season.
I
I don't know.
personally
I think
feel
this is where I never
I
thought I would
personally
agree if
feel
Kepa or David De Gea was bad. But
I
yeah, I'll
personally
bring that
feel
back to you. I'll
that
bring that back to you.
yeah.
I'll bring that back to you. So with both these players making such blunders, and you as it literally enraged a debate as to who is worse. So I think that clearly sums up how bad both of them have been. I think that's where we all can agree. So do you think even it'll change even the Spanish national team's selection system? Like, I think I have a feeling David Soraya, who's been playing for Getafe this season, he's made 12 clean
Uh,
sheets for a team who finished sixth. So there are players in the making, and David De Gea and Kepa might not be pushing for a senior team very soon. Akshay?
I think Kepa shouldn't be anywhere near that national team. I think Kepa has made some horrible mistakes this season. Has costed us a lot of points. He like his save percentage is he's ranked 25th in the save percentage category in the Premier League, which is bad. If you're playing for a
There are
top club,
20 teams,
it's
right?
really
There
bad.
are 20
Yeah,
teams. He's ranked
25th.
25th.
Maybe there
yeah,
are some
20,
other keepers. Yeah, that's
yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, there are other
Minimum
keepers
five
as well.
five players.
Rotation. Yeah.
Yeah, so like people say, like our fan base say, like I have an agenda against Kepa, but the stats are there to see. If your goalkeeper doesn't save a shot, then how does he warrant a place in your squad? How does he warrant a place in the starting 11? I don't think he's the best keeper at the club, and I don't think he's the best option Spanish national team have.
Yeah, Prathamesh?
Anurag, if like for me, if I'm the Spanish national team manager right now, I'm looking at two goalkeepers. One of them, as you said, David Soria has done really well at Getafe this season. Yeah, someone who saves a lot of shots as well. He is slightly better on the ball than De Gea, to be honest. And
And
another
just
one,
like David had one of those seasons where he was saving points all by himself. He's
yeah,
actually got
exactly.
clean sheets for himself, so that is actually a great thing.
Exactly. And another goalkeeper who I'm looking at is Vicente Guaita from Crystal
Yeah,
Palace
true.
because he has
Ah,
done really well. He has gone unnoticed, but he's done really well. His saves percentage is really good. I mean, for a team who has such a horrible defense as
Defense.
Crystal Palace have, for them to not be the team who has conceded the most goals is shocking. That is because of Vicente Guaita. He saved really well. He was injured recently. Hennessy took his place, and Hennessy did not do himself any favors. But Guaita has come back and he's done really well. And his save percentage is good. His positioning is really good. He takes command of the box, which is really good to see. Which De Gea does not do that, especially in set pieces. De Gea takes no command of the box. Kepa only takes command of his manager. So I'm not going to say anything beyond
So
that.
let's not get to that
Yeah.
situation. I mean, let's not get to that incident especially. So
yeah.
Akshay, before we sign off, who do you think was the best player on the pitch for Chelsea yesterday?
I think we have a couple of contenders. Mateo Kovacic was brilliant in winning the balls and keeping it. But Mason Mount should be the man of the match because he was running all over the pitch. He was doing his defensive duties as well as creating chances up front. So he was really good. For me, it's Mason Mount.
So yeah, Prathamesh, before we finish, next up we have West Ham. So do you think Sergio Romero will be starting? A, will Sergio Romero be starting? B, do you expect anything else to be different?
I'm going to add up point C first, and then answer to A and B. For me, Chelsea's. If I'm a Chelsea manager, I was really impressed by Antonio Rudiger yesterday because after his disastrous performances, especially against West Ham, he redeemed himself quite well. Now that is called redemption, by the way.
Even
So
against Sheffield, he made that horrible
yeah, that
clearance.
he gave an assist to McGoldrick basically. So
Yeah,
I think
basically.
Antonio Rudiger was fantastic yesterday. I think
True.
the goal got robbed off him, but anyway, he was really good. Talking about Sergio Romero, Ole has blind faith in David De Gea, blind faith. So I am not sure he's going to make it. But if I'm a Manchester United fan and if I am someone who really believes in what needs to be done in the right way, I feel it's going to be Romero because De Gea needs to be. It needs to hurt him. It doesn't hurt him anymore. I feel that he isn't able to do the things which he used to do, and I think dropping him would really make a huge statement. Uh, Coming forward to what can happen in the match, I personally feel that we are going to face Antonio. We are going to face Jared Bowen, and we are going to face Yamalenko is fit again. He comes for us. It's almost as if he becomes fit for us again. So it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a really tough game. And set pieces, Suchek is making a habit of getting at the end of it. And you
True.
could see that even in the Chelsea game. And he
Yeah.
recently he scored in the last game as well. So I think Suchek is going to come, and I think it is going to be a game where West Ham are going to press us again. They're going to follow the same game map. They're going to press us. They're going to win set pieces, and they're going to score of those set pieces. Now how we deal with it is going to be the question. Again, we're going to play a game within 48 hours, so fatigue will be an issue again. Ole set out to give rest to his players, but he couldn't. So to be honest, if I'm looking at it logically, I don't think United are going to win this game. But uh, if there is something that is inside these players that actually brings out a better performance, I think United might edge the game. But I don't think we are going to look at a 3-0 or a 4-0. If we look at something like that, it is going to be one of the most uh, I would say one of the most interesting ups and downs of the recent season because I don't think we have had something like this. This is our worst performance of the season, by the way, and from that to come to a best performance of the season would be something really shocking. But I think I don't see us winning, to be honest. But there is always hope, isn't it?
Yeah. Also, talking a little bit about the blind faith that you claim Ole has on DDG. I think I partly agree with that because there was a time when Sir Alex Ferguson, when he felt that David Beckham was not in the right headspace, he actually removed him from the club. He sent him out to Real Madrid. It was Sir Alex Ferguson who took this very harsh decision when David Beckham was at the prime of his career. So
Yeah,
it might seem very harsh on the player. It might seem harsh for a few people, but a manager has to be strong. If a manager wants to be the boss,
exactly.
he has to be the boss. And Ole right now, he has to take a decision on DDG. At least put him out for a few games, even if he has trust in him. I can't blame him for having trust in him. Of course, he's done a lot of great things. Uh,
Yeah,
but I think there should be some sort of punishment, sort of a thing for DDG for making those many errors. I mean, it's horrible, those many errors for a player whom once we called the greatest goalkeeper on the planet. So that's what it is right now at Manchester United. Thank you so much for tuning into Sound of Manchester, guys. This was our review of the Manchester United Chelsea FA Cup semi final. Chelsea will play Arsenal in the final in a few days'
Huh.
time. We don't know how that will pan out. Yes, Akshay?
I thought you were going to say Liverpool in the
No, no, no,
2 days time.
no. Never, never, never. So Chelsea are going to play Arsenal in the FA Cup final in a few days' time. Next up, we have West Ham. Hopefully, it goes well in our favor. Keep watching our channel, like our pages on our social media handles, and keep supporting us. Thank you so much.
thank you.